Hey, what's up, everybody? This is episode 20 of Delta Halo. We've hit the big 2-0. Only one more until we can drink.
That's right. Get hammered.
I'm your host, Sergeant, as always, and we've got MattyIce over there this week. Cat is MIA, so we're going on just the two of us. Please hit subscribe, give us a rating, review in iTunes. You know, we're not asking for money, but it'd be great if you could just let us know how we're doing with your voting. And you can always catch this unedited tomorrow? Wednesday. It'll be up on YouTube. And you can catch all the awesome footage that we couldn't keep in the podcast. Or you can, just watch the video. It's cool. We really appreciate you guys checking that out. And finally, follow us at part_time_elite on Twitter. And keep up to date on all the news and everything that's happening over there. We tweet out quite a bit. Cat's kind of running that show, so you can get his flavor and his personality in those tweets. Right. But we'd appreciate that.
I also did want to point out, if you did want to give us money, you could do that too. We'll always take it.
Yeah, always accepting.
Yep. I will remove articles of clothing for money. That's what it takes.
Man, so you've been able to get much gaming in this week? I know we played. So NHL went up on EA Access sometime last week. We got a few games of that in.
Tuesday.
You been doing anything else?
Really, no. It was pretty busy, most of the weekend. I went to back to Syracuse for a little bit to visit some family and hit up the old doctor's office or the yearly checkup and stuff. But I took a good chunk out of my gaming time as far as like my day off and stuff like that. But we've been playing some NHL. I don't know if we really got delved into exactly the whole EA Access thing. We refused to buy the game because we're pissed off at EA for the way they're handling NHL.
It's absolutely I don't even know the word. It's terrible, though.
4 years of just a travesty, pretty much.
Yeah, what was it? The last one? Well, maybe 2 years. The last one was what, 2014?
So 2013, so 3 years.
2013 was the best one, okay.
No, well, 2014 was the best, but that came out October 2013.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
that's right. I forgot how that releases.
So, that was 3 years ago, over 3 years ago that game came out. So we've been upset with them. Anyways, we refused to buy it, but we have a couple of us EA Access, so the rest of us put in the monthly $5 or whatever, just so we could play it together because we're jonesing for a little Pound Town Penetrator action. That's the name of our team, and the EA SHL is Pound Town Penetrator. So,
and finally, we got our name back because somebody in NHL 14, for some reason, they must have seen us in 13 just absolutely wrecking house.
Probably.
And they're like, we gotta get that name when the next game comes out because literally, what was it, like just a few days or a week maybe after 14 came out, we tried getting the name and it was taken already.
Yeah, background, we've been doing the EASHL, which is an online, it could be 5-on-5, 6-on-6 if you have a goalie, where we all control your own character and we all play together. So we've been doing this since it came out, for a long time. It was an awesome, great way for us to stay in touch and stuff like that. Kind of in between the good Halo years, it was kind of, we filled that with NHL and the EASHL. So, we had our team and we wrecked, and they got early access to it. And because you can get the trial. Okay. So, but I even got it, I got early access 5 days before. So they must have got it right when it came out, and they hopped on and took our name That's a bunch of giant douchebags. And then they claimed to be the original Pound Town Penetrators. First of all, no other idiots are going to come up with that name. So you clearly just stole it from us.
Seriously. So we had to be the OG that year, and finally the name has returned to the rightful owners.
So that's our tangent for the week.
Yeah. So if you catch us, if you ever get on NHL, you run into the Pound Town Penetrators, you will know what's up.
You should probably just quit because it's not going to go well for you.
Nah, it's not gonna work out. No. I played a little bit of Halo, and I got into Warzone Turbo, the playlist that they brought out, and it was pretty cool. So they start you out at rec level 9. So you're pretty much already maxed out once you clear your base. And so you can pull out any weapon you want, any vehicle, and it's just full out madness. And I will say it was fun, but I only played a handful of games, and I think that's all I really needed because I felt like everyone else had such powerful weapons that if I brought out like any of my legendaries, it would be gone within, a few seconds. I'd just get killed right away. I don't want to pull it out and lose it. I want to pull it out when I have some sort of advantage. My team is rolling and I can like get some kills. But again, it just comes back to that, like, we're either too close to winning and I don't want to pull it out because it's a waste because you're going to win, or you're already getting absolutely rolled. So why pull it out when you're getting destroyed? Because it's not going to help you come back. You're just kind of wasting it. So it's a really weird predicament. But otherwise, it's a lot of fun, and you start burning through rec cards, and that's cool, but it's also bad. Because, I mean, I think it's great for 343 because that's probably encouraging more people to buy more rec packs. And, I think it's all part of their strategy. The more that they get people to just fly through packs, the more that they'll end up buying.
I really want to see at this point who's still buying rec packs. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people.
You think so? I don't know. I would love to see some numbers.
So before we get too far away from this topic, Kat and I guest hosted on Drunken Halo last night, and if you guys don't listen to it, it's a really cool podcast. Brothers Travis and Justin get together. They just talk, shoot the shit about whatever's on their mind. It's a really cool, just laid back podcast. They talk about Halo. They talk about a bunch of other weird stuff. But definitely check it out. The episode for, Kat and I were on there, and it was completely different from what we do every week here. So it's kind of like Delta Halo After Dark. So if you want to see that side of Kat and I, head on over to the Drunken Halo podcast. We'll have that link down below in the description for this one. But kind of what I was getting to is Justin was saying he buys rec packs still. He's still on that. Yeah, there's people out there that do it. I mean,
I love it, huh?
It's great for the game, and I really do think that they're continually putting out new weapons in these updates that I think it makes it worth it to continue to buy them in a way. If you really love that
if you love War, I think a big part of it is if you love Warzone and you play it regularly, you're more likely to do that, I guess, right?
So, totally.
Or I think we tend to gravitate more towards the arena side of the game and then play Warzone just for fun whenever we have rec packs. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, which is also funny because we're so concerned about losing our best cards.
Right.
But yet it's just like whatever.
Just burn it. Like who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. It's really funny. So, as everyone knows, if you've been listening, last week we had James Fury on. We didn't get to trivia, so I want to catch everybody up on episode 18's trivia that we left you with. The question was, if you were paying attention and you have your answers written down somewhere, pull it out right now. The question was, how many pre-orders did Halo 2 have before it was released? Kat already took a guess. If you want to take a guess, closest
Did you say Halo 2?
Just Halo 2 pre-orders before it was released. Closest without going over. Kat guessed 1.2. I think 1.2 million was his guess.
Wow. I'm gonna say it's gonna be closer to 3. I'm gonna say 3.4, which might be really high, but I feel like you were more likely to pre-order something back then. Although it might be in between. I feel like maybe like Halo 3 might have been like the sweet spot for pre-ordering things, but I don't know. 2.7. We'll go 2.7.
Bringing it down a little bit. Okay, You're closer, but Price is Right rules, you are over.
Well, fuck the... sorry. Excuse me very much.
The answer was 1.5.
Damn it.
It became an Xbox Platinum hit months before it was released. So if you were close to that, congratulations. You win nothing but our praise, and that's about it. So
I feel like my numbers are skewed from like what we've seen with the amount of stuff that people are selling now in like big hit games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something comes out like the Division or Destiny or any Call of Duty at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy the amount of numbers that. So.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
true.
justifying my wrongness.
That's fine. I think you were definitely on the right path thinking about how much was pre-ordered before, and it's just so foolish to pre-order now. What's the point? Like, you just download it.
Well, and it's ridiculous because they keep trying to give you incentive to pre-order it. Because I get where they're coming from. Hey, you get this sweet
I guess.
But then it's like it pisses me off because I don't want to have to pre-order something in order to get part of a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cosmetics, sure, cool. You were with the game, you were in on it. Give them that stuff. But if anything, it affects the game in any way, shape, or form.
A lot of the time, what I've started to see is that this stuff that you can get with pre-orders is pretty terrible, though. Like it doesn't necessarily help you when you get further into the game. You know, it's I can't think of. Was there something in like a WoW expansion? If you pre-ordered, you got like a weapon, but it was good for maybe the first few levels, but end game it just got outranked heavily. I don't remember exactly, but
now at this point,
games that do it.
The new WoW, they have the next expansion coming out. I believe it is. You get a free level 100 upgrade. So
dang.
For a character,
right up to the max level.
Jump back in. Jesus. So it's only if you pre-order, though. I think by a certain time. So.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. That's smart.
Yeah, sure.
And if you don't want to have to grind through the first 90 levels, Jesus.
At that point, you have a I mean, it's like you're caught. You're like, oh, I'm thinking about it. I should probably get on this quickly.
Yeah.
So I get the 100 if I want to. I can always just cancel it.
Yeah.
But then once you pay the money for it, then it's like cocaine. So you're going to be start scratching your neck and go crazy again, and then you're not giving it back, and then your 2 years are gone from your life again, and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone you love is not talking to you anymore. That game is, oh my god. I don't even want to think about it.
It really is.
I don't want to think about it. All right, so back to Halo. Let's move on from that. Some really cool news came out this week. So aside from Warzone Turbo being a big part of the weekly update from Bravo and the team over at 343, they released some concept art of Tyrant, which is a new arena map coming with the Ghosts of Meridian DLC that's coming out in April, which is this month now.
Yeah.
And so that's in addition to Skirmish on Darkstar, which is or Skirmish at Darkstar, excuse me. Which is cool. There's going to be 2 new maps, a Warzone map and an arena map. I think so many of us had this idea that it was just going to be an arena map, and now we're getting 2, or just a Warzone map, sorry.
Right.
And we're getting an arena map too, which is awesome. And it's Forerunner themed, symmetrical arena. I mean,
all right,
we've been getting so much UNSC human themed stuff that it's so cool to have a little bit of a change up. Mm-hmm. And the idea behind the map, which I think is really cool, the lore, like why is this here? So it's a Forerunner structure that was struck by an asteroid and caught in an asteroid belt. So it definitely looks like it. You have this really big shard of like Forerunner metal sticking out of an asteroid. It looks like a pretty cool map. I'm excited for it. Have you seen any of the screenshots yet?
So I haven't really. So I'm happy about the symmetrical part of it too. By the way,
yeah, it's about
like time. That's something. I mean, those can go. It could be good or bad. I mean, really, I guess with any map, it could be good or bad.
Yeah.
But, like I feel like some of the best maps haven't been symmetrical, but I feel like it's can be such a big part of like gameplay that it's cool to see it.
But
I'm kind of pumped about that. So.
Yeah, and there's so many good symmetrical maps. So I mean. Right. Yeah, I get your point though. You could go both ways. I mean, as long as they stay away from Torque, Overgrowth, and Riptide, I am completely fine. Let's not make maps like that anymore.
Yep, exactly. All for that.
Some news about Skirmish at Darkstar came out. Some stuff that I'm not entirely thrilled about, especially for it being Warzone, and the scale of these Warzone maps are big. Mm-hmm. This is the smallest one to date, most condensed, more of an infantry focus, dense structures, encourages more playing on foot. There's cool paths, they say, and good areas for vehicles around the outside, things like that. And maybe there'll be a cool balance, but right off the bat, I'm not too thrilled about that. I love Warzone for the big expanses, and I think that's what I always loved about Big Team Battle, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I have. I think it would be cool if they have like certain like choke points that are smaller areas that you kind of all have to go into together, like it's like a big massive battle and stuff's going down in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of seems cool, but then I could see that just getting ridiculous and just someone rocking in, people just using rockets and just coming in and just going to town on everything and stuff like that, and getting really frustrating as far as that goes. But because it is cool when everything goes down. Like even when you're fighting over an area that you're trying to control, like in a regular game, the bigger maps, like it's kind of cool when stuff goes down and everyone's fighting in the same spot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can be like you can be dead in 2 seconds. You could be getting shot from 8 different places, and stuff like that. So I could see it getting kind of ridiculous. But I think it has the potential, if they do design it right, to split it up enough,
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But
Yeah, I agree. I think if they design it properly so there's other ways to get to the other sides of the map while there is cool choke points, because if there's like one main path and it just gets camped, like that's not going to be fun. I mean, what's the snow map? Stormbreak? March on Stormbreak? That's close to being. I mean, they have a ton of paths through, but a lot of the time it's really tough to get to the other side of the map unless you flank all the way around the outside. I will say that map was designed very well, but there's just times where it's really hard to get the fortress back. So, I just hope they can avoid that. But other than that, it's cool. I mean, they're incorporating a new start to the match, so it's not the same coming in with pelicans and you're in the base like that. So it starts on a map overrun by enemies as Darkstar is initially under control of a Promethean scout and his forces. Players are pelican dropped facing the center of the map. The team who gets the takedown will have the initial advantage. So that's a really cool spin on it. You're not coming in to clear out your base. Everyone's fighting to take this first boss down right away.
It's just pretty cool.
Yeah. Just
instant drop in, go to town at people and stuff like that.
Especially with like just a pistol and an AR. I mean, that's going to be pretty sweet.
Well, and I think that's a good job by them as far as maybe they're looking at the map, heat maps.
Yeah.
Heat maps.
Yeah.
As far as like on the different war zones and stuff like that, and seeing how much people just rush the middle objective all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do that minute of running or walking along when you can just drop them off and say, hey, here you go, guys. We skipped that part, and then scramble.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Just get us right to the action, right to the fun, because that's what everyone tries to get to anyway.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of cool where you can switch between if you go to the middle or you want to go to your base or where you want to kill the guys in the beginning and stuff like that. Where that kind of adds a lot of strategy aspect to it. It'd be sweet to just drop it in and just go ham on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they really are taking I'm assuming a lot of what they're seeing data-wise from other Warzone maps and incorporating into this new one, because they're bringing in a new boss, which I'm a little on the fence about. I guess his name's Endurance of Will.
Nice.
Great, classic.
Fantastic.
Name.
Love some Endurance of the Will. I mean.
So he's a higher ranked and significantly tougher knight adversary. So in my mind, I'm thinking, is that a bullet sponge? Or is he going to actually have some different things that he does where he moves around and
just starts killing everyone?
Makes it more challenging rather than just sitting there taking bullets.
Right. Yeah, I think it would be sweet to see someone that's super strong as far as like can actually just wreck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I would like to have more of a balance as far as like taking a lot of damage and being a bullet sponge and not being able to kill it super quickly so everyone has a chance to get into it and stuff like that.
Right.
And like being able to actually kill you, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there's a difference between someone who can just annihilate you and then you're worried about. So I guess my whole thing about the balance, I want like to have to think, oh, should I use this rec pack at this point to go at that guy? You know what I mean? Because he's probably going to kill me when I get a shot off or two. Should I wait to use it? Should I hold on to it? Should I just run in there and try to take some damage away? Or should I, what should I do? Like as far as that goes, it'd be sweet if he was actually, I could deal out some damage. Would be nice,
that's definitely what they need. Like I think you made so many great points there. So first point, dealing a lot of damage. I think they need to do it in a very smart way because Warden Eternal does a ton of damage, but he only has that one like focused beam, like where he shoots out that black ball and it kills you like immediately. They need something else to have, something else to mechanic wise that does a ton of damage. Like maybe some area of effect stuff where it like pulls up a circle on the ground that you can't stand on, or it like burns you down or something like that. That'd be cool. A little bit more, just some more mechanics that mix it up, that make you think a little bit more. And I really love what you mentioned about having to pull out certain recs at certain times to bring him down. So maybe he is immune to certain types of weaponry. So maybe like you can't use Forerunner, or you can't use human weapons against him. You have to use Covenant weapons against him in order to like break his shield or something like that. Something along the lines of the way Destiny does it with the various weapon elements that they have on those, because that could be kind of cool. You need to think about what you're using and be more strategic and not just run through your rec cards and get something that does the most damage.
Yeah, exactly. That would be sweet. Or like, it can only take bullet damage, or it can only take rocket damage, or something along those lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like something I don't know if any of our listeners have played, World of Warcraft before or not, but like the Alteric Valley thing, like the bosses in that, like if you went in solo on those, you're gonna die. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a different game and there's healing mechanics and all this stuff into it. But I see something like that where it's like you don't want to go solo on this guy, because he's gonna kill you. Maybe like the more targets are around him or something like that, the less damage he does, or something along those lines, like mitigates it somehow.
Yeah.
Or like you need to like burn like an overshield or an active camo in order to get close to him to be able to hit him. You know what I mean? Something like make him like a badass guy that everyone needs to be in on killing this guy. You know what I mean?
That would be awesome. And I really want them to incorporate some sort of point system based on percent of damage done to the boss, because you can just be sitting there and plunk him once and get all the points for your team, and that's frustrating.
It's a little weird. I get what it is, but
I get it as well, but I think it's lazy. I think that there has to be a better way to divvy it up. I don't know. But that's kind of aside from the point. So the other boss that I think is going to be very cool on here, and kind of goes back to the campaign with the way that Prometheans were hijacking vehicles in the campaign on the Ghost of Meridian, or not on Ghost of Meridian, on Meridian, in those mining levels, they can drive vehicles. So the other boss is going to be Promethean Soldier that has hijacked a UNSC Mantis, and that's going to be pretty interesting. That's going to be a tough boss, I think. Those bosses that are always in vehicles are usually a pretty big challenge. I just hope that Mantis does a lot of damage, because you see people that bring out Mantises, they're pretty vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely. They're not as cool as they could be. I guess all the vehicles are more vulnerable in this Halo, which is probably a good thing. But
I think it is, but it's also frustrating. Like, if they have more armor, they're going to be way too tanky. It's gonna be way too overpowered. But at the same time, it's like you just want to pull that out and drive around for a while, especially with the Warthog. That thing could use some armor at least. At the very least.
It's a little rough. It gets a little dicey easily in the Warthog. So, but I think with same thing with that guy. It seems like it's a cool idea, and we'll see what they do with the mechanics of it and how they work it out. But I think it has potential to be something that's fun to go against.
Yeah, at least they're changing it up. I think that's the biggest thing. They're changing it up and giving us something different, which is what everyone always complains about. So it'll be great to see what they come out with there. And the last piece, which I think they're borrowing a little bit from Torque, whereas I don't know if you could control the pistons in Torque to go up and down, but outside of each base on Darkstar, there's an interactive gate that players can open and close to impact the flow of the match. It's a cool little thing, little tweak, makes it a little bit more interesting, so I like that. I'm glad they're thinking about those things.
Yeah, a little added objective action to it, you know what I mean? Like a choice of like, hey, I should go here and do this because it's going to help my team if I do that.
It's kind of like the new big team battle map Deadlock. I can't remember what the heck. Standoff, is that what it was? I think it was Standoff.
I got nothing for you.
It was Standoff, and the map with the big satellite dishes. You're on top of the hill. It's a big team battle map now called Deadlock. Anyway, you could open and close the door down in the tunnel, and also the like armored shades. And I like that. That was a very minor thing, but it really did change the flow, because you couldn't get into the map a certain way. You couldn't chuck grenades in the windows, things like that.
Right. It's definitely some cool things that you can do as far as just making it, making a choice, I guess is the best way.
Give us the choice to give us a sandbox. I think that's kind of what they're trying to achieve, and I think they are. I think they're doing it more and more. Right. But this kind of lends itself to what we've planned a little bit for the weekly intel this week. So we've been doing some thinking about the game. What do we like? What don't we like? And something that keeps coming back, and it's kind of like a little bit of a black hole right now. I think it got a lot of criticism when it first came out as well, because it's kind of like, well, what's the point? Where's all the functionality? What can we really do with it to make it useful to us, considering there's absolutely no UI in game for it? Like, it's so disconnected. And, this really does play into games like Warzone, where you can bring your whole entire team in. But there's no easy way to do this matchmaking to go into it. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about here. And if you guys haven't guessed yet, we're talking about Spartan Companies. We put a tweet out today asking for feedback, and we got some. So we'll go through that when we jump into the weekly intel here. But we're going to break down the good, the bad, things that they can improve, and everything Spartan Companies. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a second.
All right.
All right, weekly intel this week. Spartan Companies. So, as we ran through it all before we kind of took a quick break, there's a lot to talk about and a lot to improve on. So let's kind of just start on the good side.
Okay.
It'll be brief. But, what do you like about what they've set up or what they're intending to have these Spartan Companies to be?
Yeah, I think it's. They're not being revolutionary in any way, shape, or form with any of it. A cool way of organizing people into a group, and stuff like that. As far as I know, they have the forums that they have. So first off, like you said, with the no UI in the game is weird. No way of being on your Xbox, working with this and having access to anything to do with it. That's whatever.
That's the biggest question mark, and it goes back to also with Forge. Like, it's the same exact thing. There is no user interface.
Such a disconnect
to search for files. It is. It's like
people are lazy. I mean, they really are. They're not going to have their computer next to them. They're not going to have their laptop set up and their Xbox on and then be doing that and this at the same time. Like, there's not, they want to be able to go into the game and then go right there. You know what I mean?
All the hardcore users will. We know that the people that are on Reddit, the people that are streaming, the people that are making videos, like the people that are really invested will do that because that's just the way we are. We want to get the most out of the game and get the full experience. But the majority of people probably don't even have any idea how you can pull down maps from Forge from other people.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Like, there's no way. Yeah. Anyways, so we'll get to that later. Good stuff. The customization's cool as far as what you can do for your Spartan company. The badges, the colors, all that stuff, the mottos, all that, good stuff. It kind of gives you a little bit of individuality, which is great, you
want your team or you want your company to stand out. And I went in and made our company when we first started and did all the customization, and I thought it was awesome. Like, you can put so much into it. You can put links to like your YouTube. You can put links to things outside of Halo to like for this podcast, like really cool stuff. And I think they did a really nice job with tying that presence in, because it's almost like they're helping you make a I don't want to say brand, but they're helping you build a mini community and giving you tools to facilitate that in a way.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it's like you have all that stuff. It's right there. They have your own forums and everything like that. So it's great if you have that, and if you have people in your company, if you have a lot of people who are there who go to it regularly and are active, which is a lot of big ifs, which we kind of talked about before. Yeah. But so it's kind of cool. It's a cool way of a different way of interacting as far as that goes, other than just people on your friends list. Maybe you're just looking for some people to play Halo with randomly. You don't want them sending you a message every time you're on your friends list or something like that. So you just join a company and you're talking, hey, I'll be on at this point, Saturday at 8:00 and I'm playing, want to do some Warzone, blah, blah, blah. So that aspect of it's pretty cool if you're actually into it and you're active in it. So I think it is pretty cool way of organizing everyone together and keeping tabs on stuff. But
yeah, I agree. I think, the max amount of people you can have in your company is 100. I mean, so that's a ton. And talking with Justin last week on Drunken Halo, he said their company's full all the time, 100 members. They sometimes have to go through and cut out people that are inactive. But I mean, 100 people, that's hard to coordinate if you don't have a centralized system like a forum on Waypoint. So I think that's a really big piece that it's great that they thought of it, because otherwise, how do you really get the messaging out there? It kind of goes back to like large clans in World of Warcraft. Like, you need to have some sort of hierarchy to leaders and coordinating when you're playing and things like that. So I think
have their websites. They would make their own websites type of thing.
So the fact that they provided that is very cool. I thought that was a really great idea. And then kind of the other piece that leads back to trying to be active or being active in a company is getting unlockables, so gear and things like that. So the main ones being Achilles helmet and armor. Everyone was grinding. You had the whiskey company getting that world first, and that's a cool thing that you can push forward. That gives you a reason to play more with your company to achieve these things. So yeah, I think that's a cool idea as well.
Yeah, and it also kind of, it does kind of remind me of, give it like a little more. It's not PvE, but it gives it that more of a feel when you're grinding something like that. You know what I mean? Like you're grinding Warzone for kills or something along those lines. That seems more. That just seems different than the typical Halo player versus player type of deal. You know what I mean? For whatever I don't understand that it's not PvE, but for some reason to me it just kind of goes off that way. It reminds me of something that way. You know, where you're getting together to do a world first, and it's not necessarily what your opponent's doing that kind of gets you to it, but what you're doing, as a group that gets you to where you want to go.
Yeah, I hope that they have that in mind when they're developing a lot more of these DLCs, because I think that's a really cool idea. And I hadn't really thought much about it until you just mentioned that right now, where you're grinding to achieve something as a team. The main thing I hope is that it's not always so freaking grindy. Like, change it up a bit. Don't make it be level 5 commendations for certain things. Like, I mean, that's crazy. Like, sure, make it difficult, but I think be more creative about it.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't have to do, like you said, just grinding to get so many kills with this weapon. I'm using my Needler because I need 100 more kills with the Needler in order to get to where I'm at.
That just
that's
weird. That takes whoever plays the most wins type deal. And that's fine. Like, you should have to invest time, but like, make us have some sort of strategy, some teamwork, some creativity on our end to figure out how to do it. Not just, as long as I play like 50 hours and use this gun, if I'm good enough with my 100 other people in my company, we'll unlock something. Like, that's monotonous.
And it seems like it makes it, because that goes by your company, right? As far as that goes.
Yep.
So that's really favoring the bigger companies and kind of making it hard for anyone else to do something like that. Like, I would like to see something where you have not objectives. I guess achievements is probably the best way of doing it. Win a stronghold game 100-0, something like that. CTF 3-0. You have to win 5 CTF games 3-0 in order to get that. Right. That's something you grind for. You're still playing. You're still in the Halo action, and it's something you look for. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not something where you have to grind. It's more like, hey, we have this objective. We want to hit it. We're going to play because we want to hit it. But in order to do that, we're not going to just go kill people. We're going to actually have to play the game the way it's supposed to be.
Like, I was just thinking, like, kill 3 legendary bosses and win the Warzone game 20 times or something like that. So that means you actually have to push for the objectives and do like the game type rather than spawn camping like Whiskey Company did and just continually farm kills, and that just ruins the game. So, I mean, I think if they're able to be more creative, it will force people to play the game the way it's intended to be played and not exploit it. Right.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't be like, you don't want it to, sure, and maybe have some things that are grindy like that, like that type of thing, but have enough stuff that you still want to get an unlockable by doing something that's a cool achievement as opposed to grind.
Yeah, so maybe there's multiple unlockables, or maybe it's like complete 3 of these 5. You can pick any 3, and once you reach that, you unlock it. That would be cool too.
That would be sweet. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's the good. Not much good, unfortunately.
Well, it's not. There's just not much, I guess. It's
a great concept. I mean, the foundation of it, as we said, is really good. It's social. It's about bringing people together to game together, and I absolutely love that. They just need to build on it. Build the idea out.
What's the point? I guess
what is the point right now? I mean, honestly, truth be told, I was saying I created a Spartan Company. We still haven't even started our Spartan Company. What's the point? We play and enjoy the game just as much as anyone else.
Yeah. We made it.
Doesn't matter.
We made it. We're like, hey, we got to get enough people to do it, and then like a week later, we didn't do it, and then it's just like, oh, so what?
Whatever.
Like, what does it matter that we didn't do it? There's nothing that we gain from it. We don't get we don't get more records. Like, all right, so maybe something they could do, like maybe when you play with your teams, you get more experience or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if you have a Spartan company and you play with your teammates, you get more experience, you get more rec packs, you level up faster, that kind of thing. That'd be something that would be cool.
That would be cool. But this really leads right into the bad. So I just want to start at the top with the comment from Twitter that we got. So thank you, Tachi, for following us on Twitter and sending in your comment. So he said, everything except stat tracking needs improving. They're mostly meaningless and should make it easy to match up with members. So those are kind of, in a nutshell, his feedback and a lot of what we were talking about. And it goes back to, easy to match up with members. Like, why isn't there... Let's just start high level here. I mean, he really hit a lot of it on the head. But I mean, just structurally, if they were able to have a type of user interface or something in the game, they could bring all of this together. And I think there's so many different arms of this that we can talk about. So I think a lot of it does spawn from having some connection between your company and the game. So where this idea really came from, guys, is NHL. We were talking about NHL 16 and how we love EASHL and how you can go into the locker room, you can see your record, you participate in seasons, you play in the playoffs at the end of the season, you try to win, and there's just so much that goes along with that and growing your team and your getting all the different like achievements and things like that and winning the playoffs. And so much of that was like, man, why don't they do that in Halo? It's so much of it could translate, and it gives you a reason to play. Yeah,
I mean, it's because it really is like you're a part of your team. You'd be a part of your company. If Halo did something like this, like it actually means something. Like it's like almost like its own brand, as opposed to just you going your own thing and stuff like that. It's like as a team, like PTP, like PTP is a thing for us. Like it's just because of that, because it's like a team, like it's its own entity in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there really is. You want to win the seasons. You want to go to the next level, the rank up. So you're playing tougher competitions in the season. You want to win the playoffs and stuff like that. It's intense when you're in playoffs. I mean, we were in like a triple overtime playoff game the other day. Like it's awesome. Like you're doing that for a team. It's not for you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you score 6 goals and you lose, because you still lose. There's just a bigger aspect to it.
Yeah, I think.
Missing.
The big thing is, you said a lot, is the team. And what are esports about? It's about the team. What is winning. Halo about? Halo is about individual skill. That is all they've ever made it about, because it's like, give me my skill rank, give me my tier, Onyx champion, diamonds.
All individual.
Give us individual skills. That's all their individual tracking. That's all Halo has ever been about. How about some team aspect? That's what esports is all about. You look at guys,
that's what Halo's about too, in a lot of ways.
I mean, Halo absolutely is.
It's so much about teamwork, but there's no team.
They focus it so heavily on individual.
Right. So that's interesting.
When it is such a big team game, especially with esports, they're really trying to push esports, and you look at teams that you need the chemistry to do well. So give us a team rating. Give us a company rating that is, and I know it's difficult because it's made of 100 people and not everyone is going to be the same rank. So there has to be a solve for that. But, I mean,
that'll sort itself out as there's the different levels, a better company is going to be in actually. So don't make it so you have to have 100 members in your company either. True. You know what I mean?
That's true. You could limit yourself, and you could say, we are pushing for this tier this season. You need to be individually this good in order to be on our team. And then once you are on our team, we are pushing for, we're pushing for Onyx tier.
Right.
As a team.
As a team, as everyone, and stuff like that. And like it works. So it makes it so that would make it so you have to be more active in your company as opposed to just joining and having it going on in the background. You have to be active in that. The leaders have to be active in controlling who plays and stuff like that, and who plays when and everything like that. Maybe that's probably not something that's possible unless you're talking like really crazy level of coordination type things for like the companies that are maxed out.
That's insane.
That's probably not possible. But those are probably more like, if you're doing that stuff, you're looking more for a social thing, or you're looking more for Warzone type of stuff, as opposed to in the arena doing it for levels, and as like a team focused game, where you're playing with the same people.
The thing that it could also do is it could make Warzone be like I know people love the social aspect of Halo, but it could make those people that want to play Warzone from a competitive standpoint, it could make it more interesting because you would be playing with 12 people in Warzone, like pushing to win so that you can get your team rank up as a larger company. Right. And I think that could be really cool. It takes every aspect of Halo and makes it competitive, but you can also go not play as your company and play it socially if you want to.
Right. That part's not going anywhere, it's just adding a whole other level.
The focus on team, I hadn't even considered it until we started talking about it, but I feel like that could be that's like such a huge opportunity.
Yeah, and it really has, and it's never been. Apparently I'm a revolutionary thinker because I don't know how this has never come up in like a Halo game before or anything. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Like it's crazy. It's such a team game, and there's such a disconnect between your level and your rank and the point of the game, which is to win as a team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's to win as a team. You want to do, and you work together and do stuff like that. So you win as a team, so your individual rank goes up. But that's kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just doesn't make sense because even like if we all play together a lot. But when we have 4 friends together and we're playing together, there's a big difference between our gaps in our rankings. I like had a couple Onyx and Cats had I think 1 maybe Onyx or something like that, and then diamonds, and you're usually platinum, and then Birdman's gold, platinum, and Sean's gold, and like it's there's a disconnect between our levels of that type of thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just from where they judge me or Cat or you on our standpoint, like, and then someone like Sean doesn't have as much fun when he's playing with us because we're playing people who are diamond ranked, and Birdman quickly has to get better, otherwise he's going to get stomped too. You know what I mean? Like, or T-Bird, my cousin, as far it's just there's people don't like playing with me as much. Like they go play on their own. Like that's so much easier because I'm playing people at my own skill level. Yeah. Whereas if it was a team thing, we're as a team no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going anywhere. That's our rank. It doesn't matter what your individual skill is. As long as your team wins or loses, that's what you should be based on. So as long as you're playing with the same people the entire time, like, your team rank is going to reflect where you should be as a team together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at any team, and I'm just going to use Evil Geniuses as an example, and their performance with Lethal leading up to where they were and then up to X Games, and then him leaving, going to CLG, and then them bringing on Commonly. And, I Commonly played great, and I don't want to say anything against him, but, the chemistry may not have been there. It might not have been the right makeup of the team, and that is a big deal. That's what Halo is all about. It's all about every cog in the wheel playing their part, and being able to be a better team as a whole than as you are as individual parts.
Right. And I feel like this Halo, more than the previous ones, is so much more that too.
Oh, yeah.
It really is so much more about teamwork. Maybe we're just focusing on it more, but it just seems that way, at least to us.
The thing. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, you're good. I was
the thing is, like, individual people don't win awards in these LAN tournaments. They don't. A team wins an award. If it was all based on individual skill, whoever had the best kill death ratio throughout the tournament gets it. But it's not. Naded could go negative the entire time, but he has leadership. He has the ability to be glue for the team. He's motivational. He's smart, strategic. And if that's what he needs to be to hold a team together and succeed, then that's fine. He doesn't have to be the best Slayer or whatever. That numbers don't show who the best is. It's winning, and if your team wins, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and it's just and the fact that it's about and a lot of games will do it where they have like a team ranking and stuff like that. Like League of Legends has the ranked system. They have your individual ranked, and then they have your team ranked too. You know what I mean? So like it's crazy that this is like such a weird idea and that it's never come around before in Halo, just because it, I don't know. It baffles me that this hasn't happened in some capacity or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel the same way, and I'm sure that matchmaking is probably complex. But I mean, come on, like that shouldn't not be an excuse to not do it. Like,
I mean, obviously we're not developers or coders or anything like that, or engineers, but like it doesn't seem like it. Instead of MattyIce 2617, plug in Pound Town Penetrator Company. Like that can't be that hard to do. It can't be that hard to get that.
Run each play. Again, we could be talking out of our ass, but run each player's rank and skill, skill rating through some sort of algorithm, spit out a number at the end that says, all right, they should be playing people in this range because they took their team, their players, and put them all into the algorithm as well. And this where you kind of net out, and then you play people, and based on how you win or lose, you go up or down.
I don't even think that's necessary. I think I feel like that's making it more complicated than it has to be. Because that's kind of what they do right now, as far as putting it all together, and then that's who you play against, type of thing, without the team aspect of it. But just everyone starts, boom, you go all in. You have your company. Every company starts off the same, and it's going to weed itself out as time goes along.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ranking matches, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, a week into it, it's going to weed itself out to the point where you're playing people where your team should be at. You know what I mean? This is not taking away from anything to do with Halo. It's just making it better for people who want to get 4 friends, that they typically play together a lot. They have, 4 or 5 or 6 people that they play with all the time. Put them all together in a team. Your team actually means something for a change. Your company will actually mean something, and then you can just go in and work on bringing your company up to where you want it to go.
So now that I'm thinking about it, did they have something like this? Or maybe it wasn't ranked this way, but maybe it was even Call of Duty. But it was like you could only go into this playlist if you were playing with
clans.
Yeah, was that what
Call
it was?
Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Okay, you could only go into the playlist if you had a full team or something like that, right?
Right. Yep.
And then
you had to have same clan type of thing, same clan tag, whatever it was. When you joined your clan. So, they totally had it, and it was a playlist option. That's all we want. We're not asking them to revolutionize the game or change it in some way. Just have this playlist option. That would be awesome.
And it's all based in the foundation that they already have set up, which is Spartan Companies.
Right.
I mean, that's all it is.
It's there. Add some UI to connect the Halo Waypoint, Spartan Company, all your website that you have on there with, the game. Have a way of accessing. Just give us even the roster or something like that. It doesn't have to be this crazy UI where you have all this going on. Just give us a roster, which one of our rosters online, our rank,
our record. I would love to see the record. Yeah. And then just basic stats, nothing crazy.
That seems very easy from a development standpoint as with today's games and what they're capable of doing. Yeah. So, I don't think that's something that's out of this world to ask for. And it's something that I think could completely change the way you play the game and make it a lot more fun, competitive, and really you try to get fun. We like that stuff. That's what we like. We like that competitive aspect of it and playing together and stuff like that. We're not really playing. Well, maybe Cat plays for his individual rank, but no. So that's what we want to do. I guess maybe tell us, guys, if we are the minority here, then we'll shut up and stop talking about it. But I feel like other people would probably feel the same way,
Yeah, let us know how you feel about this idea. Send us an email, espawngaming@gmail.com, or catch us on Twitter. What's your handle, Matt?
All right, so it's Matty_Ice Gaming. So Ice Gaming is one word.
So you can hit up him. You can hit me up. It's SGTxBobcat on Twitter. Let us know what you think about this. We don't think it's really that outlandish. I mean, honestly, it should happen. I would love for it to happen. There's so many times where we have our ranking matches, our 10 ranking matches in a playlist, and we all go to different ranks. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. We won. I get it's based on individual skill a little bit also, but I would love for that just to be contributing to whatever our team spot is. Because then we're Diamond 1, and then we can continually play and rank up or down. That's the most fun part about playing NHL. I love being able to find out where we're at and then go to the next tier. And if you lose, who cares? You're losing. Maybe you get relegated back to the tier below, but that's something that you can strive towards, and you understand where you net out.
Yeah, and you're working for it as a team, as a group of friends or people who play together or whatever. That's the cool part of it, and that's what we and what gamers are more and more wanting, and we see that more and more as new games come out and stuff like that. The social aspect of it's huge, and the ability to have that team feeling would be very welcomed in Halo, I think. So
I would love it, and it would bring that. I don't know if it would bring that land feel, but it would bring those custom games. All right. Little technical difficulty there. We're back here. So.
Oh no. Okay, we're good. I think we're good.
You're frozen.
Damn it. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My video just decided. Look at that face. What is that? Make it stop.
All right, you're back.
All right. Okay.
Here we go.
Just don't touch anything.
All right, here we go. We're back again. A little bit of technical difficulties, but as I was kind of talking about with the, matchmaking for teams, this would, in my mind, once you start playing teams at your own level, those teams that are trying to scrim each other, while they'll probably still want to do custom games, obviously, so they can get the game modes and things like that they want, they will start to play teams that are their own skill level.
It's just keep going. It'll keep crashing. Well, good.
So we're having some technical difficulties here.
My Skype does not like me right now, folks.
That's fine.
So I'll freeze and then I'll unfreeze and I'll keep going back and forth. So we'll get some fantastic faces.
All right, let's keep rolling here. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that could be a possibility where they're going to start playing people that are really good anyways, and maybe it's not applicable for them. They're still going to play custom games, but at the same time, I mean, it's definitely going to elevate the team skill that people are able to kind of get, I think. At least I tend to think that, and level out for situations where we're playing with you who's high diamond and me who's platinum and people that are down gold.
Awesome. No, and I feel like something like we talked about with James Fury as far as the tiers right below the pros. Like, I feel like this could really fill that gap as far as like what do they where do they come from? How do they get found out? How do they work together and play together? Like, he's doing this whole regional LAN feel, which is awesome, but something like this could even like supplement that in a big way, I think.
By doing it online, people that don't have access to those regional LANs.
Exactly. Or maybe you want to see where your team could go, or you think you have a shot of like actually like being something as a team. Like this, I feel like this could be like a stepping stone to that, and it could really help something like that along the lines. It could help the esport in general as we go along.
Yeah.
It just seems like a natural progression as far as like they've put all this effort into the pro scene and to the esports aspects of it. So like, why not have something like this where you're adding this next layer of team competitiveness to the game?
I totally agree.
So.
All right, guys. So like we said, let us know what you think. If we are way off base on our thoughts here, we don't think we are, but definitely let us know. Email us, hit us up on Twitter. Everything will be down in the show description. And we'll be back with some trivia questions to close out the episode right after this.
And I will keep freezing. Woo!
All right, let me mark this time stamp down real quick.
I'm just going to freeze in like weird spots.
All right. I'll bring us back in.
Bring it back.
All right, guys. We are back again. Thanks for sticking with us all the way to the end. You're in for a treat here with these trivia questions. They're always the highlight.
It's the only highlight.
Only highlight. MattyIce here is trying to equal the... Wait, no, he's trying to take the lead over Cat. So Cat's not here to defend his honor in Trivia Madness, as MattyIce was driving out back in episode 18.
That's right. This is doing the same crap that Skype's doing right now. So that's great.
Anyway, he's here, and hopefully he can get this right to take the lead, or maybe not. So we're going to do another number guesser question here. I want an answer within 5. 5 over or 5 under. Okay? Are you ready?
I'm hesitant, but I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
Our favorite vehicle in the Halo series is the Warthog.
Yep.
What is the top speed of the Warthog?
That's interesting. Can I ask where you found this information? Is it something to do with the lore? Is it something to do with...
I honestly don't know if it's... I mean, I don't know.
Is this scientific fact? Is this like... Do they have like a Halo sports laboratory thing going
I
on.
don't think they have scientists or engineers calibrating this.
Halo Science Lab.
You have to think it's in the future. You know, they have spaceships and stuff.
Yeah. All right. I am gonna go within 5, huh?
Yep.
Top speed. I'm gonna say 95.
It's a bold guess. It's a bold guess.
I mean, it is open, so I mean, if you're going 95 in an open Jeep-like vehicle, it could feel like getting a little hairy. But they are wearing helmets most of the time.
You also have Marines flying around out there.
But they're Marines; they don't count. I mean,
Sarge.
But let's put it this way: we know a Marine, and he sleeps in the woods with no tent and just a man sack. So.
Man sack.
No, just sitting there with a little cover on his face. So I'm going by that information, and I'm gonna say that they don't give a crap.
Okay, so what's your final answer? 95.
We'll go 95.
Well, you overestimated. From my source, it's only 60 miles per hour.
What is this kind of vehicle? Who's gonna? I feel like a Covenant's gonna run that fast.
Half the time they are.
Just gonna be running next to you, just sorting you in the passenger seat of the vehicle.
I don't know. That's what I found. Again,
I would think Master Chief will put up 60 on his bionic leg thingies he's got.
Yeah, 60 on a bad day.
That's right. All right, fair enough.
All right, so the question we have for you guys, the community, and we want your answers for this. We'll put you in on the pool. We'll give you some points here. We'll start stacking you up. We'll have some leaderboards. We'll give you a round of applause, high five if we ever see you for getting these right. The question for the week is, and we'll give you the answer next week on episode 21, where we're getting wasted. The question is, which character did Michelle Rodriguez voice act for in Halo 2?
Ooh.
Don't look this up. Again, don't Google because we know. If you
rat bastards. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
We'll know. Sergeant knows all.
I'll find out somehow.
Right.
Send you some
That's a good one, though.
Send you
I
some
like it.
mean memes.
So that's Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. What's her name? Letty?
Letty.
No.
Monica.
Classic movies right there. Family. It's all about that family, yo.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Do you have any last words before we sign off episode 20 here, Matty?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with my It's All About Family take right there.
I like it. That's solid. That's solid.
Just ending it right. So as I keep disappearing and popping up back on your screen because my webcam's not working. So that's my last word.
It's all good.
Damn it, Logitech.
That's
Get
the
your shit
final
together.
word.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in again for another episode of Delta Halo. We will see you next week.
Later. Because you can't see me. And it dropped. It officially stopped right now.
Oh, my God. The last piece in the update from Bravo is they were talking about some rumblings that they were hearing in the community about